What's up, Victoria? It's me, Victoria, and obviously there's a lot going on. So as you can see, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm in a completely different, well, I'm like still in the same part of my room that I was. However, I have a new lighting setup. And so with that, I'm asking for a little grace and space for me to figure it out in order to get color right, in order to really understand how to use this lighting. I'm really doing my best. I did this in the middle of mess, which was a choice that I made, stuff floating everywhere. And so yeah, so we'll get like a little bit into like the why of it. But I thought what might be a really good way for me to ease myself into this is just to play with some new makeup, and we'll see together how it goes. I also changed my camera settings to hopefully better fit to this situation. But the problem I'm running into right now is I can't really see my monitor. This is like one of the biggest upgrades I've done to my setup by far. Also, like, I know this is like a lot of preamble for those of you who might be new here, so I'll leave timestamps down below for you to jump around. There is just hair everywhere. Is this dust? What is going on? I guess I'm just gonna acknowledge all of this up front. So that's what we're doing. New lighting situation, just to kind of give you a little bit of a rundown. I was just using my vanity lights to film my videos up until this point. I just had like a little thing that held my camera up on my vanity. I just use lighting from my vanity, which I just want to say is totally a great way to get started and totally a great way to do it. And if that's like all you have, just do that. I over the weekend visited my friend Hannah, who's also known as Hannah Louise Postin here on YouTube. And she's a career YouTuber. She like has like, that's her income. That's what she does. This is not my only source of income. And we were talking a lot about like my goals with wanting to be a YouTuber and stuff like that. And basically like it is something I want to continue growing, and I do invest a lot back into my YouTube channel, but this was a big suggestion from Hannah. So everyone, if it's bad, we're all mad at Hannah. If it's good, we're really so happy with Hannah. And I got to see her like recording space, and it's just like, it was like very serious. Not that you need to have a very serious filming setup to be a YouTuber. You can be a very casual YouTuber. You can be whatever YouTuber you want. But I highly suggest don't do any of, like, this is not, I don't think this is like aspirational in any way. 3 lights in front of me. There's so much light in front of me and behind me, and I can kind of already tell it looks dark in the footage. I can't like truly tell. I think my eyes are also still adjusting to how bright these are. So yeah, we're really going with something here, and I'm trying my best. So because the lights are so big, I need, like, my vanity needed to move into the middle of the room. And I really loved my 2 little chairs in the background. I truly did. Like, I can't even tell you how much. It was like, I loved that background. When I moved everything and centered everything in my room and, you know, moved my camera, because now my camera is a lot further away from me than it was when I had been recording. I still plan on zooming as much as I can. Perhaps there will be a purchase of a lens somewhere down the line, but lenses are even more expensive than the lighting rigs that I like. One thing at a time, maybe one thing a year. I have a great camera, so I'm really pleased with that, but there's also a lot more stuff that I would like to do after seeing, you know, Hannah set up. But again, one thing at a time. Perhaps if the channel grows at a rapid rate next year, maybe that is something that we can see. But because my camera is now closer to the wall but further away from me, all you could see was like the like that bottom of the scallop of the lamp, and then like the corner, like the 2 arms kind of just like bumping each other behind me, and it just like wasn't like a really suitable background. So this furniture and stuff is like all stuff I owned, and I'm trying something. So also what I'm saying about this background is I'm not accepting feedback at this time. But the photos on the wall are kind of a non-negotiable. I bought them as like background pieces, and I love them. I love them so much. So I wanted them to stay featured. But yeah, I'm having one of my friends who's very into interior design come over and help me. I have like a bunch of tchotchkes, so I don't think I'll need to like buy anything to put back up there. But she's like really great at proportion and stuff, so I'm going to have her help me. And then if we decide that I do need some more tchotchkes, we're gonna go like hunting for tchotchkes, which sounds like a really good time. And really, she's so good at that kind of thing. So I'm really excited to like do that with her. Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge it. This is my first time filming like this. I'm going to film this and edit this before I film another one to see what it looked like. And Yeah. Also, just know that my visit with Hannah was wonderful and beautiful. And it was like for me and her. We didn't film content or anything like that. I helped her film like B-roll for something while I was there, but that was the extent of our filming together. So don't expect anything. I don't want to get your hopes up. So I just wanted to be upfront about that. I also just realized here's the other real frustrating thing so far. My drawers with makeup in them are now, they're in, I can see it. It's like right there, but it's also too far away to reach because it didn't make sense to have the drawers as the thing that held up my desk. It's been like, quite the affair over here. And I've been very emotional all day. So I just like truly need you to be nice to me. Anyway, thank you for your patience and your kindness about the new backdrop. I missed the old one. It was my favorite because I felt like it really set me apart. But this kind of feels like this kind of background is like every beauty tuber's background, and I liked my old one better. And like I don't even know what we could do to make me feel much more satisfied with the background, to like make me feel better about it than my old setup. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. I need to live in like a mansion to do what I was doing with a background, because one thing I will say is the illusion that my room was really big was very funny to me, because I've had 2 YouTubers visit me and both of them were like, wow, your room is a lot smaller, like where you film is a lot smaller. I was like, yeah, I don't really know what that illusion was. Like, it's like not that the chairs were like maybe 2 feet behind, I don't know, 2 feet, let's say, I don't know, 3 feet behind me. They weren't that far behind me. But for some reason, the way I filmed, and perhaps also the perspective, I was much closer to the camera and like they were further away, you know what I mean? So I think that was really what was tripping people up. But now, like, I can touch my background, which I couldn't do before. Like, I couldn't just turn around and touch my background. Also, I stole the shirt from Hannah. I didn't steal the shirt from Hannah. Hannah gave it to me. I think it's a maternity shirt because like Hannah and I are not the same size, but this also fits me. It's really shedding, so I'm sorry about any floating particles you might see. I feel like with all this, it's so bright in here, with all the floating particles in here, I truly feel I just like, I can see everything, and I just feel like we're not meant to see everything. I was doing some like rough footage just to like get a better understanding of it last night, and I was like, oh, for some reason I can see every pore. And I'm already shooting in 4K, and I already felt like you could see every pore, but like you can see every pore. And also don't worry, my camera still zooms, so like when we're doing application, and I'm not trying to like shy away from showing you things, because one of my biggest frustrations about YouTubers who film like this, it's like they're not close enough to their face. I'm promised that I'm going to make an effort to make sure that I get you close to my face whenever it is necessary. I'm like understanding every frustration I had with every other YouTuber who has like a setup like this. I'm like understanding it a little bit more. Okay, that's it for the preamble. Let's get into the video. Hello, if you are new and you just skipped to this. Hi, welcome. Hi, my name is Tom. My channel is about loving my makeup collection as it currently is, and I'm also currently exploring other avenues of content creation. So if that's something that you'd be interested in sticking around for, I would love for you to subscribe. I have Patreon and channel memberships. Those are both linked down below. I try to do one additional video every month. Think of that more as a way to support me if you want to, at whatever cost you would like to support me at. But if you don't want to do it, no worries. I'm just so happy that you are here. And oh, I'll have a pinned comment. In that pinned comment will be links to help people in Sudan and Gaza. If you have means to support them, please do. Those are direct campaigns to directly support people and operations that are actually on the ground there. So trying to get money to the people who absolutely need it. And I think that's everything. Let's jump into the video. I just realized I do need to go grab some other things, because we're gonna kind of do like a mini review and thought session on a certain type of product in this video. So I do need the other colors that I have, because I got new ones. Okay. Hannah's mentioned this on her channel before, but there's like there's just hair everywhere, hair and fur everywhere. Hannah's mentioned this on her channel before, but I like saw it. She's talked about having like basically a light that just like shines light right here. And now that I have this lighting setup, I kind of understand, because it kind of like But I do, there is just like a ceiling light that I might be able to turn on. Again, I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna figure it out, everyone. So yeah, let's just jump into it. I already have the Boba Bounce shade from the Edam Lip Shushu on just for lip prep. And I'm going to start with complexion today. I stole some of Hannah's discarded PR. And so we'll play with some of that. And I mean, some of it I'm very excited about. Will you be excited about it? I don't know. I also have some updates about some other things I've been testing. So we're really gonna get into it. I'm gonna start with the Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer. Now, one thing that is different about the setup is I used to leave like my primers like out on my drawer, like out on my vanity. For some reason, my primers all kind of come in beautiful packaging. And I thought, oh, that's like such a nice thing to do. Also, the mirror situation, I might need to get a mirror that's like a little bit higher up. So if I'm looking down, I'm just looking at a mirror that's there. At this angle, it looks like I'm looking down a lot more. I'm gonna pin my hair out of my face too. I'm trying really hard to just like vibe out on and luxury in us all accepting that this is just new to me. The camera just is so high. Like the camera, you need to understand that like I used to talk to you like from right here. Like that is like where the camera was when I used to talk. So it's like such a foreign concept to me for you to be that far away. We're really going through it today. Girls, theys. Do I have any like capital M men who watch my channel? Capital M men who are perverts, maybe. Whack it off to my beauty. I don't know what's going on. I've like really lost the plot. Like this is so strange. Like this feels so weird. I maybe should have like filmed a test run in Hannah's thing first. To just be like, I just need to like feel what it's like to like film like this. Oh my god, I feel like I'm in the future. Okay. I feel like people think that I like hate this brand. That is like not the case. And I just want to say that now. But I revisited the Salt New York Sneaky Balm and the concealer. Now, I don't know what shade it is, but it's the lightest shade. I think it's like something 13. Fail to mention my shade. In the like what's on my face, it should be there. I try to make sure it's there. And I also try to remember to make the chapter, like, you know, like if you're looking along the bar, there's like breaks. I also try to title like the section of the video, like with it. And it also should tell you in that section whether or not it's PR. So that's what I try to do. Sometimes I forget. And sometimes, you know, sometimes it happens. And sometimes I don't mention the colors if I already come on camera with makeup on. Okay. Anyway. I've been wearing these a lot more. And the last time I talked about these, I would say like the one not pushback, it was like not argumentative, but the one repetitive thing I saw in my comments was people who needed their makeup to last all day, but feel relatively undetectable. And it is really good at that. I think there's two things that I still have complaints about, but I do agree with those people. There's something like really beautiful and gorgeous and stunning about this product like an hour into wearing it. And that's when I think it starts looking great, and it looks great all day after that. And not that I think it looks bad upon application. I just feel like it looks way better. I do stand by my complaint. For me to cover my full face with the Sneaky Balm, I feel like I'm really going back to the pan a lot. I don't really feel that way about the concealer. I haven't felt that way about it. But the day I went to visit Hannah, I took a Greyhound bus and I left my house at 6:30 in the morning, and I put these on because I was like, I want to try to look human by the time I get to Hannah. And I look great until like, you know, we didn't stay up very late, but like, you know, till the evening, like after we ate, like I did everything. I hung out with her and her family all day, and like, it still looked great at the end of the day. So I, you know, compliments the chef, and I'm really glad that you guys left those comments about like it being like really great something to wear throughout the day. You know, it's so interesting. I'm coming back to the lighting thing. I might cut all of this out, like cut all of this out. But I like to look up this way a lot when I'm thinking. There's two things I like to do when I'm thinking. I roll my eyes, which is bad. I remember distinctly always looking into the upper corner of my room. But now I'm looking into a softbox, which is bright. And I also am left to wonder, this can't be good for my eyes. Are any of you ophthalmologists, optometrists? What's the difference? Don't answer. I don't need to know. So we're going to apply it these days. So yes, I did buy these, but all of the Hannah stuff was received in PR. I met Hannah a few times, but getting to stay with her and Joe and the baby, I guess he's not a baby, the toddler. I think she says his name on camera, but I'm not like 100% sure that she does. So I'm just going to leave his name out of it, like I leave the child that lives here out of it. It was such a refresh that I totally needed, and I didn't really know that I needed. It like was just what the doctor ordered. I was much less stressed out about Thanksgiving this year. I think it was, guys, I really think it was the cheesecakes that were stressing me out. And I really appreciate you guys all. There was a lot of you that recommended I make a Basque I think that was what it was called, cheesecake. And I guess I didn't emphasize enough in the video. It's not that we're so into cheesecake that I can bring any 2 cheesecakes. It's like these 2 specific cheesecakes. I also felt very, wow. There is something about being in this bright of light so that you're like, everything looks good. I mean, not that, again, I don't think that this product ever makes me look bad. This is really food for thought whenever I test complexion products in this lighting. Now that this is my lighting, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Guys, I'm having a thought. I've been working on this complexion video, and all of my testing up until this point was in my old lighting setup. There's gonna be inconsistencies. Ugh. That's actually gonna make me cry. That's actually so stressful and upsetting. I had to make the cheesecakes, so then I didn't feel any kind of way about going. Like, there was no stress in it for me, and there was no stress me the night before, like thinking about the cheesecakes and, you know, all of that, making the cheesecakes, and like, it was, you know, it was just like, it was such an easy situation for me this year. I will say this, and you know, you're just sharing feelings. I'm really in my feelings, so not that I've never been afraid to share my feelings on camera before. I had this moment during Thanksgiving. My cousins have like a young toddler. Other than that, the next kid, he's not even, I mean, he's a kid. He's 17, I think he's 16 or 17. He's still a kid, for sure. Like, I don't think he would like to be referred to as a kid, but we all know how, if you are 5 years past the age of 16, you realize how stupid 16-year-olds are. And that's not to say that he's stupid, you know. You do know. He would be the next youngest. And I just kind of looked around, and it was like the acknowledgement that we're all aging. And I really just kind of felt it this year. There was still a lot of people at my Thanksgiving situation. There's a lot, like, we have a big Thanksgiving situation. I also feel as time goes on, and I don't think all families are like this. There's like segments of the family. Like, there's this one group that hangs out a lot outside of like holidays and stuff. And I don't think I'm the only one who feels like left out from that circle. I think there's more than just me. And that's a really interesting thing. And I just think as time progresses, I moved on to the concealer, by the way. I hope the brush change sparked that, but in case I needed to really say it out loud, switch to the concealer. Again, I don't know what anything looks like on camera, but in real life, my skin has never looked better, and just period, with a product on. Although it does also kind of look heavier. And I don't think that this product is a product that looks heavy on the skin, but like, I feel like with a skin tint and a concealer, I feel more made up in this lighting than I ever have. Never in my whole life, even in full glam. So what is with this weird like pirate / Scottish accent my mouth keeps wanting to go into? So there's the Sneaky Balm and the concealer. I don't know what the concealer is called. Is it the Sneak Sealer? Call me for branding, Kiki. Not the Sneak Sealer. It's so bad. Remember, does Tarte still make the Found Sealer? The Babassu Found Sealer? Was that what it's called? The Babassu? But it was a misleading name. It was called the Found Sealer, but it was like a light coverage complexion product. I feel like we're so far away from one another. I'm having a little bit of Diet Dr. Pepper, and I feel like I'm really far away from you. Just have a little sip, taking it all in. I'm gonna just powder my under eyes real quick with the Wet n Wild powder. I did say in case you skipped it, Hannah, another content creator, this is kind of what she encouraged me to do. And I guess whenever she was telling me, I looked as though I was entirely just interested in what she was saying, but that is not true. I was really thinking about it. I was just thinking about the setup of my room, and I feel like this step really makes it more serious because now it takes up so much more space in my room. I've been very dedicated to posting on YouTube for the last 4 years. So it's like definitely something I take seriously, but this felt like some weird, it felt like there was like a line in the sand that I like jumped over. And I think that's what I was trying to process, and like, will that juice be worth the squeeze? And like, time will only tell both you and I whether or not the juice was worth the squeeze to jump to do something like this. That was what I was thinking about. And that was very interesting. It was really interesting that I felt held up about it also. It was a very interesting thought process that I was going through. I'm going to apply the SIMIHAZE bronzer, the only bronzer that can technically be considered new anymore, because I don't bronzer is not something I'm like running out and trying all the time, and we're also not in the season of PR for bronzer. Not that I don't know, like, have I been sent a bronzer in PR? I think only Surratt ever sent me their bronzer in PR, and it was like, who wants to talk about the Surratt bronzer? It was a beautiful product, but they said, two's enough. It is quite the privilege to receive PR, and I never want you to think that I take that for granted, because brands don't have to send me PR, and it is quite the luxury. However, you do have to like figure out what to do with PR. You have to decide when you get it, whether or not you're going to use it, so you can donate it. Like, if you want to donate it, like, you will get it and you'll be like, do I think I'm going to use this? Do I think my audience will care about this? So like, that's like thing number one, is you like get the PR and you're like, do I care about this? Will my audience care about this? I normally pass my gently used stuff to friends and friends of friends, and I normally take it to parties and try to like get people to take it. But Hannah was talking to me, like, I talk to people whenever they're going through my PR box, that like, or I like let them take whatever they want. It's like, it becomes this game of like, you can take it all. I won't question. You can just literally take it all. I mean, I couldn't, because like I had the suitcase situation, the travel, like, you know, what I ended up taking, like how much I could take was very little, because like I took a bunch of knitwear to impress Hannah with my knitwear, and that took up most of my suitcase. So I couldn't take a lot of treasures home, but I also am still discerning when going through someone else's PR, but Hannah was really trying to pass off. So I got some fragrances, so we might have a fragrance video for Miss. I'm still wearing all of them. I'm cycling through them. And so we can talk about those in maybe an upcoming video. And blush. I took some complexion products too, but I don't know that I will actually ever feature those on the channel. I just kind of took them because I was like, gonna play with them. She tried to get me to take that Isamaya primer. I said, how dare you? How dare you handle Louise post and make me take an Isamaya products? I have some prototypes of some of the products from Hannah's collection. So I received the medium palette and the light palette in PR from Salt New York and Hannah. And I wanted to go back and get some of the darker shades, and I had mentioned that, and Hannah gave me some prototypes. So I guess maybe you don't. It's like, I don't know how much context to provide. I have a lot of friends who have done I have some friends who have done collabs before, and I've seen like the back end process a couple of times. So you end up with like prototypes. So I was interested in the deepest purpley shade and the deepest old gum shade. And so their names are not right. So I think the deepest purple shade is called Cantor. And the lightest shade, what is Glasswing? So this one says GG Deep. I don't know what the two G's are, but this is Old Gum Deep. Isn't that interesting? So I have these two to play with, and Hannah was like, I can't give you a magnetic palette. And it's like, if there's one thing I actually have an abundance of, it's magnetic palettes. So I'm okay on that. So I have these to play with, and I need to find them a home. So I am going to open them to force me to find a home. Does it even have a sticker on the back? Oh, it does say OG Old Gum Deep. And those are really beautiful. And then I picked up these, and Hannah's, well, this was Hannah manipulating me. She said, you should take them. But they're from Violette FR, which I'm a brand that I like know of, but I'm entirely unfamiliar with. There's a Sephora that carries them in Pittsburgh now. Did they only get into Sephora this year, or was that last year? It's been a really elusive brand. The first time I saw any of it in person was with Cam whenever we were in Chicago together. I think the only thing I know about Violette, which I was familiar with, like her channel, is like she just kind of like sits out, she just goes to Paris, sits in cafes, and just like finger paints makeup on, which is like very cool, very unlike me, very cool nonetheless. So Hannah, I think, reviewed these, so now I have them because she bullied me. She bullied me into buying lights and taking these. So I have two shades. We have Louise. We need to address the lighting situation for close-ups. Maybe I should zoom you in. Maybe that would be better. So I have Louise. So we're gonna keep it back here. Just use your mind, use your imagination. Louise. I'm understanding why people never zoom in. And I also have, what's this one? Marnie, which is like almost bronzer. It's very dry, but that might be, I don't know when Hannah reviewed these. So it might be old. It doesn't even have, like, it's weird because it's kind of just brown. I need to like blend it out a little bit. And then these are really dry. It might just be the top layer because they've been unused for a while. So Louise, and then Marnie is the brown one. It's like just, it's just brown. It's like, okay, so here's my thought as I'm blending it out, just on my hand. It's like, normally it's like just a neutral brown. And so then it's just brown. Normally when we talk about brown blush, there's usually like a brown or a beige blush. It usually like has a little bit of orange in it, or has a little pink in it. Okay, it's looking a little warmer now. I can't see. I guess wow, I really use my monitor for a lot and I feel very handicapped. But now I'm looking in this mirror down here because now that I turn my hand around, there's no light on it. So I'm going to use my mirror. Objects in mirror are browner than they appear. I mean, that color is really lovely. I mean, it's just very basic. That looks like I would really like it as a bronzer. I didn't put a ton of the SIMIHAZE on, so let us try it as a bronzer. And then we'll also try this as blush. Anyway, let's talk about the packaging. Wait, hold on. Let me wipe off my hands. We're going to apply Marnie as a bronzer over top of the bronzer I already have on, just to see. We're just playing with makeup. It's weird because they kind of feel weighty, but I think it's just the product inside. They don't feel like incredibly heavy. They have this very cool design. Maybe I can zoom in and post on the top of the lid. Or maybe I can do this. What does that look like? Can you see it? Or is it just completely blown out? I cannot tell. Maybe I do need to buy a monitor. I do fear I need to buy a monitor. That's what I'm learning. I like can't see what the screen is showing. I think I could plug it into my computer, but then that is really complicated. I've done it before. I used to do it all the time, but not this camera is much more stubborn about it than my old camera was. There's, I think, a brush on the one side. Yeah, who's gonna use that? It's very dense. Who's going to use that? I mean, Violette's going to use it at the cafe, but is hautemess Tom going to use it in this video? No, I don't care to use that at all. Actually, I really simply don't care to use it. There's no magnetic closure. To open it requires like a normal amount of pressure. So if this is something you commonly have issues with opening something this shape, I think that would be the case for these. And yeah, there's like kind of nothing. There's nothing to grip it. It's just a straight cylinder. And there's no texture, like no gripping texture on the lid or the bottom. And you turn it from up here. So some products you turn from the bottom, but this you have to kind of get close to that and turn it. I don't know if that's an issue for anyone, but just wanted to mention it because it's my first time interacting with these products. Okay, we're gonna add, where's Marnie? We're gonna add some Marnie. I think that there's just like a little bit of calcification on the top of these because they just have, I feel like they have one weird thing you can do whenever you are talking to a YouTuber, you can reference their content and they're like, what are you talking about? So I'm trying to think of like when I remember Hannah trying these. It's like it applied nothing to the other side of my face and it applied way too much here. Now it looks much more blushy on my face than it did in the swatch. I'm blending it out just a little bit because I did not really mean to apply that much. Now to blend it out, it looks quite natural. I know that there are this is really confounding. Like I like this Marnie shade is really, it has a little bit of that je ne sais quoi. I don't like applying this product with this brush. I usually like to apply cream bronzers with this brush, but it's, you know, not technically a bronzer. We'll give it a pass. I'm not feeling wowed by that, but we'll try the blush with a blush brush and see if we feel differently. Me feel differently about that. What are we doing on the cheek? Not Marnie. We're doing Louise. That's pretty. This applied better with this brush, so something to consider, even if you wanted to use Marnie as a bronzer, which I didn't really like. It's very natural looking, so I probably will like that when I'm editing, but right now I'm feeling indifferent to it, but I also like kind of with the lights, I'm feeling like I don't really know what my makeup looks like. Like that's kind of how I'm feeling. I'm like, what does it look like? What does it look like to you? Yeah, this is like fine. It's such a like pinch. I didn't find either, like, even though I put too much of Marnie on at first, I still felt like it kind of blended away. It's kind of how it's feeling. That's kind of how I'm feeling about this too. Although they look nice on the skin. They look like almost like one with the skin. Like they don't look like very heavy on the skin. I like this. I like this side of my face better than I like this side of my face. I don't know. Now that I'm closer up, I do like Marnie less as a bronzer. So I'll just try it on the cheek, but I don't really also know how I feel about trying it on my cheek. I'm really indifferent to these. They didn't really blow me away. I would have to guess they're like more expensive than I would want them to be. So I don't know that I would spend my money on these, just like on my first impression. Like also, again, they're probably old. So that would maybe have something to do with my experience with them as well. So take that into consideration, take it with a grain. Yeah, it's like they look nice on my skin. The colors aren't wowing me. The texture isn't wowing me. It's like fine. All of it's fine. Like, for example, the last cream product that really kind of wowed me and took me off guard was actually this SIMIHAZE bronzer. There's something really interesting about it. It's a cream to powder formula, but I've never actually felt a cream to powder formula actually do that. And this one does. It's like so crazy, the texture of this formula. I've never touched anything like it in my whole life. So there's like something to it. And like I definitely touch other cream blush formulas, even at different price points, like lower and higher, where I feel like there's something happening. And that just feels like these Violette FR ones feel very like middle of the road. Who cares? That's kind of how they're feeling to me. All right, we're going to move on to eyeshadow. And for that, I'm going to lay down some eyeshadow sticks from Victoria Beckham. And then we're going to actually talk about the actual eyeshadow products. This is getting a little bit long, so I don't think I'm going to do what I intended to do with the review inside the review or this video, but we're just going to apply these real quick. I have the shades Pecan and Trench. And like I said, I've been filming for a while, although we're not overheating, which is impressive. That is impressive. That usually is like the case at this point. We're normally like overheating. But I also feel like I'm kind of overwhelmed, and I do think I want to figure out the situation as far as like the color goes before I really deep dive into it. As you may or may not know, I'm very into like sparkle sticks right now. And the first things that I bought that really kind of sparked this love affair for me are the Dose of Color sticks. This is actually a product that I'm interested in for me because I really like them. I also bought the Danessa Myricks sticks after I bought the original, well, the two original ones I bought because I like these so much and I was curious about how close they are. And they're not really close at all, and that's what I was like gonna like try to get into in this, but I was like, what? I literally had the thought while I was putting the other eyeshadows on, even like I just have no idea how this looks. I have no idea how true to anything looks. I don't even know if anything looks good. I don't even know if it's focusing on me. Like those are I know nothing. So I was like, let me upgrade lighting while I post every day. And I could have waited, but let's actually just talk about the two new shades. So the original two shades were Stardust and Icy, and I have both of them. And the two shades I bought were Frost, and I also bought Twinkle. The weird thing about these, and the way that Dose of Colors sells them, they like to really build up the swatch so they look like they're a little more colorful than they are, but to me they're just sparkle, and that's what I like about them. And when we finally get to talking about them versus the Danessa Myricks sticks, like they don't become like a thick opaque color where the Danessa Myricks ones can, but you can also sheer them out to make them really sparkly. But these, like, you can kind of just go back and forth. Let's try it. Oh, there we go. Mirror. You just go like this and it's just like glitter. It's just glitter. It's just perfect. And it's so sparkly. Although we'll have to do sparkle cam and figure that out. Let's figure that out today. So that is Twinkle. Word to the wise, save these, because in my declutter, I forgot to feature this because it is in the same packaging as the Danessa Myricks sticks. This is my one from Juicy. It's their HO1 highlighter stick. It dried out. It dried out, and so I need to get rid of it, but I wanted to show you that it was the same component, so I'll keep it until I really do my due diligence. And then this is the shade Frost. Can you see that? I have no idea. I think Twinkle is more suitable for the eye look today because it's like more pink. But I bought Frost, and Frost is really pretty and it kind of reminds me of Ice Blink, one of my favorite shades of eyeshadow. But Ice Blink does have a little bit of orange in it that kind of varies the sparkle, but this doesn't have that orange in it. But it's not much like Ice Blink. It's like icy, but not too icy, and I really like that about it. We're all the way zoomed in. I'm so scared. It looks dark. I'm so scared I'll throw up. Okay, what did I say? I'm gonna put Twinkle on. Okay, let's do it. So YouTube did a Wrapped this year, like Spotify, and some people have been tagging me that like I'm in their top 5. That's so awesome. I can't believe I'm in anyone's top 5. But I'm in like many people's top 5 people they've watched this year. And what an honor and a gift and a pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your year. And like, I'm not even saying that like lightly. Like, I understand the kind of feeling you have about me and like watching me, like, because I do that with other people. And to be like part of that is very special and quite the honor. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, we're gonna just swipe this on. Right? Just the most beautiful sparkle. Okay. Friends, I realized the first problem we have. I have all of my lights and my camera conveniently plugged into a switch so that I can just hit the switch and they all turn on. So there's no simple way for me to turn my lights off without my camera. So what that means is that for me to do Sparkle Cam today, and this is why we're doing a test run, what this means is I do need to plug my camera into a different thing, and I will have to just turn that one on and off. Maybe if I just turn off the ring light. Oh, it's hot. It's an LED. Why is it hot? This might work. Oh my god, I can see the monitor. Okay. I'll get up. I have to stand. I have to like crouch. The angle is so weird. Oh, so pretty. I'm gonna powder my face with the Givenchy. I'm gonna line my eyes with Cocoa from Victoria Beckham. I'm gonna put mascara on, and then we're gonna all move along together. Because my camera's now behind the lights, that's why it's not really overheating. We're learning so much, meaning I'm learning so much, meaning I'm not really learning anything, I'm just noticing things. Much like Kylie Jenner, this is a year for realizing things. Just in the last month of the year, I guess. What if I plug this footage in, and it's just so cut? That's literally dream. Dream would be that. Best possible outcome. I plug this footage into my computer and I'm like, wow. I'm actually forgoing highlight today. Mostly because I'm a little bit stressed out. That's going to be a problem for me. If I forget to pull something out, I'm just not going to use it. I'm just going to be like, well, we're skipping that today. Anyway, I do want to talk a little bit, just more personal stuff. But not bad, not intrusively personal, but last night was the child TM's birthday, the ominous child's birthday. And we went to Phipps Conservatory, which is a botanical garden. What am I talking like John McClane? I went to Phipps Conservatory, which is a botanical garden here. That's what I was trying to say. It's a botanical garden and they do Christmas lights. So we went to see the Christmas lights and we walked around Phipps and took a bunch of pictures. I took my Polaroid camera, which can you see it? I took my Spice Girls Polaroid camera and I tried to take pictures. You need a lot of light for a Polaroid, which is something I learned. And I didn't know that before I went, but now I know that. So everything kind of just like is underexposed and like the lights are all kind of like straight lines. And I didn't have a Polaroid as a child, so this is me really just genuinely learning in the moment. Taking pictures with Polaroid cameras is a very expensive trial by error. Anyway, we walk around the whole garden. We're like gonna head out. Oh, I'm gonna take these down. We're gonna head out. And there's a choir that's singing. And, well, that's what it sounds like when we're in the other room. So we get closer and we realize it's a quartet singing. And I immediately recognize one of the people singing. And it's my friend's husband. When I say my friend, I would say, like, I think a more appropriate term would be, like, my friend from 8 years ago who I haven't seen. We had no falling out. It was just kind of those, like, natural progressions. I think we were just on really different life paths. But, like, I clocked him immediately. And then I didn't see my friend. So I was like, oh, I wonder if like they've, you know, like this is maybe like the 5th night and he was like, you guys don't have to come every night, was like my guess. Like, I don't know. I don't know if the choir is there every night, but this is just like my experience having gone there. No, I noticed that it's him. And then I mean, I don't look incredibly different from the last time I saw him, but like there have been upgrades, upgrades and body changes. Okay, what if he like clocks me watching him sing and then, I mean, his wife's not here, and like, what would he say, and what would the takeaway be if I like didn't say hello, but I can't say hello because he's singing? Well, there's a person standing in front of me, and they have like a little girl on their shoulder. And so the little girl waved to me. I wasn't wearing makeup or anything. I was very like normal Tom. And she waved to me. So I like gently waved back because that was how she waved. And I don't know why she was really waving to me, because I find a lot of times, like if I am full glamazon, little kids are a little perplexed by me, which is like not a bad thing. I think sometimes people think that I'm getting offended by that, but like if they're not regularly around like people who have beards and wear makeup and look like me, like why, of course I'm like a little bit strange and they might be curious about it. But the person holding her then turns, that is my friend from 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And so then, and like, she didn't turn all the way around. She just like, I just saw a profile, and then I was left with, I feel like I have to, and the feeling I was left with was like, do I say hi or do I not say hi? It's not high stakes, but I did ultimately end up saying hello, because I think I would have felt really weird if I didn't. Also, if I was clocked by the husband in the choir and he was like, you would never believe who walked behind you while we were singing. And that would feel really strange to me. And even though we haven't been in contact in a very long time, if it was all very warm feeling and wonderful. And so we're going to get coffee sometime soon. So that's really nice. It'll be nice to catch up. And I'm really trying to fight my urge to really isolate myself, especially, you know, just like in these times that we just really need community. If you find yourself in a similar situation, say hi. Because like me and this person, like there was no falling out, no ill will towards one another. She moved away and like, yeah, we just like didn't keep in contact again because we were just like on different life paths, but she's now back. So we're gonna hang out. And like, I feel like both excited and strange about it, but I think the net feeling is positive. It was kind of weirdly bittersweet, and not because of like any grandiose reasons, but it's just like, kind of like the feeling I felt at Thanksgiving is like, and she didn't look old or anything like that. That's not, I don't want anyone to take away from that. Or if like someone who knows her happens to see this and knows who I'm talking about, or, you know, if she watches my channel and I just simply don't know. It wasn't like she looked old, but it was just like, wow, we haven't like we truly haven't communicated with one another. And like, I think I follow her on social media. Like, I don't think there was even like an unfollowing, but like, I don't know if she follows me, and it would make sense if she didn't follow me, because why would she? Like, that's like, you know, because like I'm now doing this, and like my Instagram is like about, well, not exclusively about this, but like mostly about stuff revolving around this. So if she doesn't take an interest to it, why would she? Like, why would she follow this? And so like, it was just like that this weird brain blast of like, oh my God, like we haven't talked in 8 years I like really truly don't remember like how long ago it was, but like we haven't talked since before COVID. And that was a very strange feeling. And so I've been feeling very like bittersweet all day. And I've been thinking a lot about people who are no longer in my life, that would I want to reach out to them? And like, I'm not like, I think that would be a lot of emotional labor to just kind of like go through my phone. And I also think like visiting Hannah also kind of unlocked this. And it wasn't like, there was the bittersweet feeling wasn't with Hannah. Like I felt, wow, it's like, this is such an interesting thing to feel. But like when I was like visiting Hannah, there was so much love emanating from that household. And I think that really set me up to like spike the volley down to say hello to my old friend. You know what I mean? Like, and so like my heart is so full, but also a little achy. And I also think that this time of year really kind of like brings all of that up. But I think I'm normally pretty miserable this time of year. I feel like I'm on the good side, but still like, I don't know. I was like crying a lot this morning. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to share that story because it felt good, but it was also interesting, and I'm like really thinking about it. Like I just really am thinking about it. Again, it like remove all of my emotions about it. It was a really kind of non-event moment. I just chose to say hello, but it felt like a big deal. It is. I don't want to minimize it, but like there's a me 2 years ago, 3 years ago that wouldn't have said hi and would have left it. And I guess I'm not really trying to say that. It does feel like growth, but it's also just like, it's interesting to acknowledge as I'm looking into the light. When I wear Hannah's clothes, do I contemplate like her? Because now I'm starting to feel like I am. I guess also I was like hanging out with her like 24/7 for a couple of days, and I'm like, I am Hannah Louise Poston. And oh my God, I'm Hannah Louise Poston. Not to quote Gwen Stefani, oh my God, I'm Hannah Louise Poston. And I was like, oh my God, I'm Hannah Louise Poston. I'm wearing her top. Oh, it's my top now. By the way, she did give it to me. I think I said that, but just to be clear, I walked in, like I was like getting dressed for something and she was like, oh my God, I have a top I want to give you. And I was like, there's no way a top that you have can fit me in. My God, I'm Hannah Louise Poston. That's crazy. Oh my God, my camera's still not overheating. It must be really cold in my room. Sorry. We're noticing things, we're realizing things. What if we just stopped using the word thinking and we just called it Kylie Jennering? Everyone hit the unsubscribe button. I don't follow the Kardashians, just to be clear. Okay, I need to take this lip product off. I keep realizing in my videos that like I should ask you to do something other than like subscribe and like how do I engage with you to leave a comment? Which comments scare me, which I just talked about in a recent video. All comments scare me, good, bad, indifferent. They all scare me. Comments scare me. The comment section scares me. But I should ask for you to engage because like it's part of the deal. Tell me about a time where you said hi to a friend you haven't talked to in 8 years. I also think there's just something that is flabbergasting to me about like having someone that has not been in my life for that long, which of course there are people like from high school that I like don't talk to anymore, but it feels a little bit different because we were friends in college and we made it to being adult friends for a little bit of time. Adult friends who were like not in college and didn't work together, which is a big leap, you know? And then it just feels weird that like someone in that capacity it could have been 8 years ago the last time we spoke. I'm just a little girl. Oh my God, I'm Japanese. Can you believe that? That's funny I said that. I'm gonna line my lips with the Singe lip liner, which is like new to me. Well, newish to me. It's like I got it at the same time I got the other ones. Still kind of indifferent to this formula, but it's the shade Optimistic Oak is what I'm applying. One thing that's nice about the camera being up there so far away is that I'm not going to block my face with mirrors when I'm doing my lip liner, which is something that I was so bad about remembering when I would film. Okay. And next, my friends, we're going to put a lip gloss on, and it's a repurchased product. And I know I just got rid of so many lip products and I was really bemoaning having so many lip products in my recent declutter. But I think I've mentioned this. Again, Messmas really kind of mess with my mind. And how it does that is that I don't like never know which order anything's going to post in, but like Hannah Louise Poston. Oh my God, I'm Hannah Louise Poston. This bit is so stupid. What's up, Victoria? It's me, Hannah Louise Poston. Anyway, I think I mentioned this earlier, but in case I didn't, there was a very kind subscriber who was very kind and gave me a Victoria Beckham gift card. And it was both to try a specific thing, which I am testing. And if you are watching, because they asked to remain anonymous, if you're watching, the cleanser duo is a home run, which is so crazy. And I have more thoughts on that will come out in next year's Empties video probably. It's been a complicated relationship falling in love with that product. One of the things I treated myself to was I re-upped on this. Now I had this originally. This is Tan Line from Victoria Beckham. It's one of the Posh glosses. It was, I thought, my favorite formula. So I got it again recently, as you can see. And I think I still really like the formula. I think one thing I forgot about it is that like when it goes on, it feels really inelegant. That you should be aware of if you buy one. Is that they will turn in the 6 month to 12 month, what is it, the open. You know what's so funny is they stopped putting the expiration on products and they only put it on the boxes now, which is so annoying because I feel like you used to be able to see like a little open thing on everything and now it's like, it seems to only be on the boxes. And I feel like they did that on purpose because they don't want you to think about that. But it doesn't have like a vanilla cupcake scent or like any kind of scent. So it is a very like, it's not great, the best tasting lip balm I've ever tried, but that's not really important to me. I just like the look and the finish of it and how it wears. And that's all very important to me. And I haven't worn it for a long period of time, but that was it's how I remember the Victoria Beckham lip glosses. So you'll probably be seeing this a lot on the channel because I love it, but also I'm going to put it in my purse too. Okay. Well, we made it. So let's kind of like briefly go through everything again. To recap, I'm coming around to the Salt New York complexion products, the concealer. I also really like, if you can get one of these discontinued Mood Light blushes, I I really like them. I know I didn't put them on in this video, so I thought I would only like the medium one, but I put the light on whenever I went to visit Hannah on the bus ride. I didn't take this as my complexion product when I was there. I was wearing them on the way, and the light one was just as beautiful. I don't really care about these, the Bisou blushes from Violette FR. That's how I feel about that. Again, I do want to say, like, I don't remember when Hannah bought these, so they could be old, and maybe that is why they didn't perform very well. So if this is your favorite product and you think I'm wrong, I'd be willing to hear you out on that. But just based on my experience with them today, both the color and the texture of the formula were like just fine. Just fine. And we gotta stop doing this. Like, we have to stop doing the brushes on the bottom. The Twinkle eyeshadow. Uh-oh. I like it, but I also feel like right now in the lights, I personally can't see it. Like, I mean, I can see it. It's there. But it's like, I think it is of the 4 that I have, I think it's my least favorite one. But I also feel like this lighting, and this is the problem with too much light. Whenever something has a sparkly texture, the intense lighting situation, which gets you purer color and all of the other things that are good, it like, you really don't get to see the sparkle, because this sparkle in natural light, whenever it's like direct or like sunlight, it's like so sparkly and so pretty, and you've never seen anything so sparkly and gorgeous before. And like, I hope that came across when I did the close-up. But I don't know, I'm gonna apply some more. Why not? We're right here. I could literally go on with this forever. Like, I could just... God, I'm Hannah Louise posting. What if that's a thumbnail? That might be a thumbnail. I might try that as a thumbnail. Oh my God, I'm Hannah Louise posting. I guess I've already kind of done that video. There's an old video, it's now privated. I removed all of my Becoming videos from my channel, but I did a video called Becoming Hannah Louise Poston back in the day. So I guess that's my, oh my God, I'm Hannah Louise Poston video. And the Posh, I think that's the Posh lip gloss. Gorgeous. Anyway, here's my hope. Now that I'm at the end of this video, I hope that this looked good. And I hope I don't have to fuss with technology too much after this to make it look better. Like, I hope when I review this footage, you and I are both very happy about the way it looks. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings after having tried it about the mechanics of some of it, but either way, I tried, and that's good. There's one in the bag with this new setup. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the pinned comment to support people who need your help. That's gonna wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow your haute, and you'll find me. I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. Tits out. My God, I'm Hannah Louise Poston.